For 33 years, one question hovered over America like a shadow. How did Jeffrey Epstein manage to build a global trafficking network right under the nose of the most powerful government on earth? And now, as the Epstein files finally begin to come to light, the answer looks worse than anyone imagined, or maybe not imagined. This wasn't a case that slipped through the cracks. This was a case that was protected, edited, buried, and hidden by people who had every reason to make sure you never saw the truth. The first thing you notice when you read these files isn't the crime. It's the pattern. For decades, Epstein wasn't operating in darkness. He was operating in plain sight. In New York, in Florida, on a private island, on private planes, filled with the richest, most influential, and politically connected people on the freaking planet. So ask yourself, how does a man who should have been on every watch list end up receiving the single most generous plea deal in modern federal history? In 2008, Epstein was facing a mountain of evidence, dozens of victims, sworn testimony, physical proof, and a detailed investigation from the FBI. Any ordinary American would have had spent the rest of their life in prison. Instead, Epstein served 13 months in a cushy county facility and was allowed to leave 6 days a week for work. No federal charges, no major co-conspirators named, no client lists exposed, and the most shocking part? A secret agreement was created to protect anyone who might have been involved. Why? Because they weren't protecting Epstein. They were protecting the people around him. You don't get a deal like that unless someone powerful picks up the phone. And when you look at the names connected to Epstein over the years, billionaires, royalty, politicians, intelligence officials, the cover-up starts to make sense. The files show something people have suspected for years. Epstein wasn't a mastermind. He was a facilitator, a middleman, a gatekeeper to the darkest corners of the elite world, the places where money and influence and corruption blend into something rotten. That's why the system protected him. Because exposing Epstein meant exposing the network. And exposing the network meant exposing the people who built it, funded it, and yes, used it. The most disturbing thing in these documents isn't the crime itself. It's how many times officials had the chance to stop him. Palm Beach detectives tried in 2005. The FBI tried in 2006. Victims tried for years, but every time something or someone intervened, reports were softened, charges were downgraded, evidence was sealed, and files were quietly pushed away from the public. This wasn't incompetence, it was cooperation. Think about this. Epstein had a private island. He had a private jet. He had offshore accounts. He had contacts and intelligence. He had friends in both political parties. He had scientists, celebrities, bankers, CEOs, and global power brokers in his orbit. And yet, for decades, the narrative stayed the same. A mysterious billionaire who acted alone. Nobody believed that then. Nobody believes it now. And the files are being released prove exactly why that story was pushed. What you're seeing in these new documents isn't just Epstein did. It's what other people didn't do. It's what agencies ignored, what prosecutors avoided, what powerful people wanted kept quiet. This wasn't a man who outsmarted the system. This was a man the system protected until the protection became more dangerous than the truth. In 2019, arrest shouldn't have been a gotcha moment. It should have been the second, third, or fourth time he faced justice. Instead, he walked free for over a decade, while the number of victims kept growing. And when he finally ended up in federal custody, what happened? The cameras malfunctioned, the guards fell asleep, logs were falsified, and the one man who could have named the entire network was suddenly gone. You don't need to be a conspiracy theorist to raise an eyebrow at that. You just need common sense. Every part of this case, the deals, the silence, the sealed documents, the broken cameras, tells the same story. This wasn't about protecting the public. It was about protecting the powerful. And here's the part most people don't realize yet. The files being released right now, they're not even the whole story. These are the edges, the outlines, the cracks in the wall. But even these edges reveal the truth. There were names, there were enablers, there were institutions that participated, and there were institutions that covered it up. For 33 years, the question was, who was Epstein protecting? But now the real question is becoming painfully clear. Who was protecting him? This is only the beginning. The next batch of documents goes deeper into the clients, the connections, the political pressure, and the people who directly benefited from Epstein's operation. We're going to break all of it down in this series that I'm building. So if you want the truth, not the sanitized version, not the PR version, not the government-approved version, make sure you hit like, drop truth in the comments down below, and subscribe so you don't miss episode 2. Because what comes next, that's the part they never wanted you to see.